You're watching Armed Services Saturday here on CBS Sports Network as we welcome you to Colorado Springs, Colorado. Air Force hosting 22nd ranked San Diego State as these two teams kick off Mountain West play. Great turnout on a rainy afternoon. Good to see you and be with you. Alongside my broadcast partner today, Aaron Taylor. My name is Ben Holden. For this San Diego State team, Aaron, last week a huge win right here on CBS Sports Network over 19th ranked Stanford. Time for them to validate, and you feel everything this season is all in their hands in front of them.
There's no question. San Diego State is in the best position they've ever been in to be the New Year's Six representative for the group of five. They've got it all. The offense, the defense, they've got quality wins against quality opponents. They've just got to do the proverbial one game at a time, and they're going to be challenged here at night on the road against a quality opponent in the weather.
Air Force very good here at home. So too is Rashad Penny, the top rusher in the nation entering the weekend for San Diego State. Number 20 is a punisher.
He is a punisher. Really kind of made his mark on the scene a year ago in the kick return game. So you know he's got some speed, and that opens your eyes because he's 220 pounds. He's got patience, he's got balance, he's got the vision, and of course the strength to run through arm tackles. Had a career-high 32 carries last week against Stanford. Expect him to get featured, all that and then some, here tonight.
Air Force, they're 1-1. Had a big win in week 1 against VMI here at home. Last week, played very well in a loss at Michigan. You were impressed with their defense, a defense coming in with a lot of question marks.
There was a lot of question marks. They returned only one starter, but they went on the road in Ann Arbor and way more than held their own, particularly in the red zone. Michigan was 0 for 4, had to kick 4 field goals because they dialed up the pressure and got to the quarterback. This is a high-risk, high-return defense that takes chances, and they seem to be successful a lot more times than not. They're going to test the San Diego State offense.
We'll see what happens. Looking forward to that. Mentioned Air Force very good at home, and San Diego State, well, they're looking to continue their winning ways. Jenny Dell has more on that. Jenny.
Yeah, after that come-from-behind win against Stanford, the Aztecs were able to celebrate that lights-out victory until Monday morning. That's when head coach Rocky Long said, that's enough. You need to focus on the next opponent. Now, quarterback Christian Chapman said, we can't get complacent. Air Force is our first conference game, and our goal here is to win a conference championship. They're a talented program, and they win a lot at home, so it's a big task at hand, just like Stanford. And guys, Chapman is right. San Diego State cannot let their guard down. Air Force is 18-1 at home over the last 4 seasons.
Thank you, Jenny. Very impressive is Troy Calhoun's team in those 19 games. Second most wins for Calhoun in the Mountain West, the man who has the most in the history of this conference. On the opposing sideline here today, Rocky Long. The weather, how does this affect this game at all, if it does, Aaron?
Well, neither of these teams really rely on the throw game, but ball security, something that both of these squads have done an impressive job with so far this year, could show up.
San Diego State won the toss. They receive. Well, they let the kickoff go through the end zone, but they will have the ball first. And that means Christian Chapman will be featured in our Chick-fil-A lineups. The starting quarterback for San Diego State. He's 16-3 as a starter. Many, Aaron, say he's just a game manager. We both disagree, right?
Disagree completely. That 16-3 says more about Christian Chapman than anything. He's really brought stability, trust, and production to the quarterback position for this team that's lacked it over the last few years. I think this kid's a good one.
Product of Carlsbad, California. San Diego State with Rashad Penny. Gets out to the 30-yard line. Continuing on with our Chick-fil-A lineups. Talked about Penny in the open. We talked about the quarterback. Who else do you like there?
Nick Bodden, number 15. He's the fullback. That's a big person that lines up in the backfield and is used to isolate the linebackers in that position. Converted quarterback. He's really hit the weight room. He will lead you to the hole more times than not. He's got to have a good game tonight.
He looks like a fullback or a middle linebacker. Chapman fakes. Looks to throw for the first time, instead tucks it. Air Force, there's the pursuit. Grant Ross leading the charge for the Falcon defense. And we take a look at their starters in our Chick-fil-A lineups. Who do you like there?
Well, Marquise Griffin the cornerback, is a huge playmaker. He was a backup the last couple years. He's somebody that can come up and run support. He has a knack for making plays. They need him to show up early and often here, both on the play action pass game that tries to go over the top and on third downs, just like we see here.
3rd and 3. And going down to the turf is Chapman. He stumbled and fell back, and Air Force forces a 4th down and a punting situation against the Aztecs.
It looks like he just got his feet caught up there. It looked like the center, Keith Ismail, stepped on him with his left foot. That's just a simple exchange error early on and a very makeable 3rd down. Air Force has to feel pretty good about going 3 and out. San Diego State has to be better with their execution there.
Heiklin's on to punt. Ronald Cleveland, who is a speedster, back at his 30-yard line. Good pressure from Air Force, and Heiklin got it away. Cleveland takes it 27. San Diego State right there all over him. They surround him, and it'll be Air Force's ball for the first time here today after a 44-yard punt. Chick-fil-A lineups for the Air Force Falcons. Arion Worthman is their quarterback. He is 6-1 as a starter. The only loss was last week. His first start came last November against Army on the road.
Yeah, that's when Nate Romine went down, and he's really an electrifying offensive weapon that's forced this staff to kind of focus on the triple option. They were a little bit more multiple and throwing it more, but Arion Worthman is a quarterback. He likes to keep it. Decision-making, whether to keep or pitch, is something for us to keep our eye on tonight.
26 carries last week at Michigan. See his passing numbers on the I-bar, 9 of 19. Drops back, finds a seam. Good tough run. He got about 6 on that. Close to it. Was dropped by Noble Hall on the tackle. Chick-fil-A lineups, Air Force offense. Who do you highlight there?
Well, we gave a lot of love to Rashad Penny on San Diego State side, but keep your eye tonight on 33, Tim McVeigh. He's a versatile running back with good hands. It runs with power, enough to run through arm tackles. 27 touchdowns in 29 career games. He's a playmaker.
How about 8.3 yards a rush for McVeigh? That's tops all time in the history of Air Force football. They go right up the gut. It starts with that fullback and this triple option, and they get the job done there. They are stopped by Jay Henderson, though, was Wilson.
If you're San Diego State, you got to be a little bit concerned about that. They got a hat on a hat, and if you can run the football on the triple option and can't stop the fullback dive, it's going to be a long night. I would expect Air Force to go back to that here pretty quickly.
3 minutes gone, 1st down and 10. Another big chunk right up the gut. Out to the 47-yard line. Stopped by Ronley Lakalaka, the Aztec defense. Who do you like there?
Yeah, well, Cameron Kelly was the Mountain West Defensive Player of the Week last week, but keep your eye on 33 Parker Baldwin as Air Force is going a little bit more of a tempo and gets another 1st down there.
That was their fullback, Parker Wilson, product of Texas. 21 yards last week. There's Baldwin. They love him. Emotional leader on their defense. This is Wilson again. Why not? It's been working, right?
It's been working, and Air Force, something they haven't shown. This is an offense based on ball control. They're using a little bit of tempo to try and catch this Aztec defense off guard. The fullback dive worked beautifully 2 times in a row. That's the first stop of that dive that the Aztec defense had. That's a good sign for them on that side. But true to form, Air Force doing what they do on the ground, death by paper cuts.
I like it. 2nd down and 7. Wilson came out of the ball game. And San Diego State's half of the field. Here's Worthman. The pitch. Pursuit. Good job by the Aztec defense there. They forced the ball carrier out of bounds. It was Tariq Thompson with a stop.
If you're going to stop this triple option, you first got to stop the dive, but you got to make the quarterback and the pitch man run horizontally. They can't get north and south, and they did a really nice job with that. Keep your eye right here. He does a good job of scraping down the line of scrimmage and filling the alley. He comes up, almost gets caught, but his speed allows him to make up for it for a great tackle on the edge.
3rd and 10 now. Air Force 43.5% on the season. Worthman, and they get right in there and take him. No, he gets away. He got away. Henderson got in there, and Worthman broke free.
Great job if you can get penetration off the snap. Huge third down stop. Just keep your eye on the left side of your screen. Just comes right through, slices down, but doesn't make the tackle, but the pursuit gets there, and that's what you have to do to corral this offense, is run to the football. Both of these defenses bending but not breaking early on in this ball game.
Charlie Scott on to punt. West Truxton back deep. Will not get a chance to return this one. An unfortunate bounce there for Air Force. And San Diego State will get its second possession, as the Cadets are always fired up here at Air Force on Armed Services Saturday. We're scoreless. Air Force getting the Commander-in-Chief's trophy from President Trump back in May. Presenting him with a jersey. Air Force will begin the CIC race when they face Navy in a couple of weeks. San Diego State's second possession of the game. Rashad Penny just one carry for 5 yards so far here. From the 18. Penny, bobble, the ball goes into the hands of Air Force, and they've got it. You think he's down? There's a flag down. It was recovered by Griffin. There is a flag. There's our referee, Mike DeFee. As they discuss.
We talked about ball security being important. That was a toss sweep into the boundary. Penny had a fumble a week ago against Stanford. It was recovered by his own offensive line. But if this holds, depending on what this penalty is, this could be huge early.
Here's the verdict. DeFee continuing to discuss with some of his crew. Here he is.
Holding. Defense, number 95. A 10-yard penalty being forced in the previous spot. San Diego State retains the ball, 1st and 10.
Wow.
What a break that was for San Diego State, Aaron.
And this is a Falcon team that's not very penalized. Only had a 3 a week ago against Michigan. I can't tell you how seismic. Not only does San Diego State retain possession, they advance the football. A huge, huge, costly error by Cody Gessler, 95 of Air Force here early.
Rain continues to come down in sheets. They'll try it again. Penny, tough sledding. Just his 3rd carry of the game. John Floor on the stop there.
Wow, right there. That's something that all defensive linemen do. You rarely see that get called. And for them to call that early in the game, man, San Diego State is living right, because they avoided a huge blunder here early in this game on the road.
Chapman, hot snap, throws it over the middle. Dangerous play there. Holder, the intended target. It was Floyd on the coverage. Holder had a big game last week, had some key catches on their final drive.
Then coming into this game, we talked about how possessions were going to be at a premium. Turnovers were going to be at a premium. You have to protect the football. This weather is causing problems, certainly for San Diego State. I think we're not going to see any more pitches. We just saw a forward pass there that looked like it was a little out of kilter. I say screen or draw or delay here on 3rd and long.
They're 50% on 3rd down. Chapman delays. They can't get free. Penny wrapped up once again. Was dropped by Grant Ross. Beautiful play. That's big for Air Force, not getting the turnover and getting the stop.
Well, what's interesting is San Diego State almost lost that football on a pitch. That is a big part of this Air Force offense. It's going to be interesting to track the play calling of Air Force when they get back on the offensive side of the football. Will they feel as comfortable pitching the ball with the weather being what it is tonight? Weather already a factor here early.
Big factor. And And there's more trouble, and Heiklund got it away. San Diego State will get a very fortunate bounce. No return on that as Cleveland got away from it. And the Aztecs down it at the 20-yard line. A 52-yard punt. Rainy one here to open Mountain West play. We're scoreless.
We want to sing second. Those Air Force, Army, Navy games are very special. You know, playing for the Commander-in-Chief's trophy. The atmosphere at each one of our fields is crazy.
As a senior on the team, I know the hard work you put into it to get the Commander-in-Chief trophy, and it's a long battle, you know, just for those 2 games. And it's very fulfilling. We want the trophy to stay at Air Force.
And this year, CBS has you covered for the Commander-in-Chief's Trophy Series. First, Air Force begins their trophy defense against Navy October 7th. Then the Falcons take on the Black Knights of Army November 4th, both on CBS Sports Network. Series concludes, of course, with America's game between Army and Navy on December the 9th. It's good to be with you here today with Aaron Taylor, Jenny Dell on the field. My name is Ben Holden. It's the Mountain West Conference opener. 22nd ranked San Diego State on the road. And heavy rain, and they have seen a heavy dose of that young man right there, Parker Wilson, a 9-yard pickup.
Parker Wilson has 32 rushing yards so far on 5 carries, right up the gut of this Aztec defense.
Got to protect that football, especially in this slippery stuff.
And that's a problem if you're Air Force, because if you can't stop the dive, it's going to be really hard to stop this offense that's using tempo right now to their advantage.
Came in 7th in the nation, did Air Force, 320 yards a game rushing. No surprise, they're always up there with all the academies, the other 2. But they get it done. It's down to, they have it down to a science. Good job by the Aztec defense there, clogging up the middle. As Air Force, a short pickup, well-earned 1.5 yards there on that run. Noble Hall leading the charge.
Rocky Long told us they are an efficient machine, that they force you to be simple, to be vanilla. You can't do as many of the zone and man and different schemes that they usually use to bring pressure, because they run it so fast and so well.
There is Rocky Long. Team back in the top 25 after that big win they had last week. They've been here before. San Diego State team twice last year ranked and lost the following game they played. Worthman has an opening. Arion Worthman. First down run for Air Force. Trey Lomax to tackle, but not before Worthman picks up 11.
This is what makes Worthman so good. They fake like they're going to throw the football, and it's just a designed quarterback draw. San Diego State slanted out that time and opened up the belly of the defense. The interior's getting gashed right now.
Inside of 6 minutes to play in the opening quarter. First and 10 upcoming. Air Force, the play clock down to 5 now. Worthman. A lot of room, but it quickly closed up there. He had room, but he got dropped on a short pickup. Let's go down to Jenny for an update. Jenny.
Guys, clearly it's pouring down here. You can see there's been a problem with ball security. It is 45 degrees as well, but there is some good news. The last time that there was a weather delay, you have to go all the way back to 1993 for that. It was September 18th, 1993 against San Diego State.
I would say stay dry, but it's impossible. We feel for you, Jenny. Thank you. Current conditions right there on your screen.
Rain is not something you see a lot of in San Diego.
No. You've seen a lot of this. Wilson again. Big pickup there on 2nd down. And he continues to turn and burn. It'll bring up a 3rd and short.
Really nice job by the center and right guard that time, Alex Norton. Right here, going up, working that combination block to the 2nd level.
And we come back out, and they pick up the 1st down. Miles Cheatham on the tackle, but Wilson is having a day so far.
The one thing Rocky Long told us on our calls this week, you have to work from the inside out, stop the dive first. Give a lot of credit to this offensive line. That's a tough physical group, getting it done up front for the Falcons.
See that rain just pouring down here in Colorado. Worthman puts his head down. We were talking to their staff yesterday, and they said, how do you feel to him after the game? He said, I'm fine. In the game last week in Ann Arbor, he said, I'm ready to go. He's a tough customer.
He is a tough customer, and they're using him a lot here tonight. Notice, Air Force has avoided pitching the football. Everything's been inside or a handoff.
Armed Forces football proudly supported by GMC. 2nd down and 6 upcoming.
Worthman checking out of something and into something with 5 on the play clock.
Gets it away. Dive right up the middle. Short pickup.
And there's Parker Baldwin, 33, on the tackle. He's kind of the guy that fires up everybody. He helps sets the standard. Gets mad at the guys when they're not playing well. I think he needs to get vocal and light a fire under these guys, because here's another 3rd and short situation for Air Force. Look for Worthman or Parker Wilson to convert this.
10th play of the drive. They need 3. Toss near side. They give it to Cleveland, and Cleveland's got wheels. Cleveland cuts back inside. Touchdown! Air Force touchdown. 29-yard run. He did it last week with a big passing play, and he takes it in here on the 29-yard run. San Diego State could not get him.
They may want to take a look at this. He might have stepped out. It was some nifty running, but right there, they're going to need to see if that left foot was on the out-of-bounds line. It was hard to see on that look whether or not there was any green between there, but the call on the field is a touchdown.
It is.
And the Falcons are lined up to kick the PAT right now.
10 plays and 79 yards, and now they're running around. They throw it away, trying to get it. It's knocked down on the far side of the field. Incomplete. So the try for 2, no good. That play looked good to me. I saw green in there, what I saw. 6-0. Cleveland in a rainstorm takes it in for the first touchdown here at Air Force.
Dreary Colorado Springs, where Air Force has taken a 6-0 lead on what could have been a controversial touchdown by Ronald Cleveland. When you zoom in real time, it looked good to me. But upon further review, going back to look, it looks like his left foot stepped on the out-of-bounds line. There is an official right there. The call on the field was a touchdown. Air Force got up to the football so quickly and kicked a PAT that maybe there wasn't time to review it. But needless to say, this Air Force offense handling this weather a little bit better than the Aztecs are through the first quarter.
3rd rushing touchdown in his last 4 games going back to last year. This just Air Force's 3rd game this season. 10 plays, all runs, 79 yards, took 4:48 in the 29-yard run by Cleveland, and the Aztecs falling all over themselves. They have not had a good start in this game at all. Time for our game changer tonight, brought to you by GMC, and it's Grant Ross, who's been involved already here tonight, Aaron.
Certainly has been. He's the only returning starter from a year ago. Was 3rd on the team for tackles last year with 68. He's an inside middle linebacker. To your point, he has been very active, particularly against an offense like San Diego State's that's going to try and put some double teams up to him or a fullback at times.
32 seniors graduated from last year's team. Now Chapman taking a shot deep, overthrows the intended target. That was Trevelyan. Griffin on the coverage. Brings up 2nd and 10.
Now, I don't mind a play action pass on 1st down, but given this weather, now you're behind the sticks. You've got to be able to make up half of this. On the first drive of the game, they got 5 yards and weren't able to convert. Air Force's defense is playing pretty tough. I think San Diego State needs to feature this running game and not throw the ball so much in this weather.
San Diego State has won 6 in a row in this series. Penny, the nation's leading rusher. Big burst! And he gets the first down. First time he's got any real space to do anything with. And the nation's top rusher makes the most of it here.
What he's so good at is he's patient. He was following the lead block of Nick Bodden, who gets out there on the edge with a nice block right there, and then he puts in that acceleration in that gear and picks up the first down. That's got to give this offense some confidence. Let them settle down a little bit until they can find the rhythm out here on the road in the weather.
15-yard pickup there for Rashad Penny, who comes out. Jeff Horton, the offensive coordinator, lets Penny and this young man, Jawan Washington, basically decide when they need a breather and they want to come in and out of the game. Washington taken down by Fafita.
And there's an injured Falcon down on the field that they're taking a look at.
And it's one of their linemen up front. It's Cody Moorhead. They tend to him. We'll take a timeout. Number 22, San Diego State, down here late in the first quarter at Air Force, 6-0. Senior defensive lineman Cody Moorhead being helped off by the training staff. And Aaron, let's take a look back.
Well, he's lined up over the left tackle, Tyler Romer, and you see he gets pushed down pretty easily, but I think that was a factor of whatever his lower injury. This Air Force defense is pretty fired up. They're welcoming this rain, and it is now starting to really come down.
It's like a monsoon out there. Cadets in their spot. San Diego State trying to go back to work here. This is Washington. Washington knifes his way through. And it by Jawan Washington to move the chains. Good pickup for him. He's carried the last 2 times for the Aztecs.
San Diego State is liking something that they see to the short side of the field, which is the bench side or the boundary side. Just a lead to the outside. Nick Baldwin doing a nice job of sustaining his block. It's a little bit of a hook there at the end, but Washington gets north and south, picking up the first down.
First time San Diego State's had the ball across the midfield line. Slipping after he got the ball. A short gain of about a half yard there. There's Washington once again. Santo Coppola on the tackle.
It's interesting, Ben. I've played in a lot of these bad weather games, and typically it helps the offense because you know where the football's going and the defense has to react, so their feet always aren't set. But what I've noticed thus far is Air Force has done a much better job. But on this particular drive, San Diego State seems to be finding its rhythm, running to the left a lot, to the short side of the field. Let's see if they keep that up.
3 carries for 19 for Washington. This is Penny back in the game. Slides his way for a pickup of a couple. There's Rashad Penny, the 3-time Mountain West Offensive Player of the Week. At 175 on 32 carries and a touchdown last week in that win over Stanford.
Just such an explosive back, and on that last play defensively, Air Force kind of outfunked themselves. They slanted to the field away, making it that much easier to capture the edge on the perimeter for that last pickup.
3rd and 9. San Diego State is yet to convert. This will be their 3rd opportunity at it. Chapman driving rain, looked over the middle. He was looking for Quest Truxton there. Kyle Floyd on the coverage. So it brings up 4th and 9.
It looks like San Diego State obviously isn't going to try to either go for this and or kick a field goal. I think you maybe try to pooch punt it, get some field position, exchange mistake, and create a short field for yourself. This weather's going to make things a little bit difficult and a little tricky.
Brandon Heiklin on to punt. It into the end zone with 10 seconds remaining now here in the first quarter.
That football is going to be quite a bit heavier than it normally is, even up here at altitude.
It is a mess down on the field. Just a driving rainstorm. Welcome to Mountain West Conference play, right?
That's special teams coordinator Bobby Houck.
Yeah.
Former head coach of UNLV. I played with his brother Tim Houck. It was a nickelback for us in Green Bay. Just a great football family, but in a game like this, you have to be able to focus and eliminate the element.
First down and 10. Hands it off to the young man with the hot hand here and the hot legs so far, Parker Wilson. It's been very good for them in this opening quarter of play, which has come to a close. Air Force on top by a score of 6-0. Mountain West Conference opener. With Aaron Taylor, Jenny Dell, all of our crew, Bruce Clark, our producer, Matt Plundo, our director. My name is Ben Holden. In a downpour here in Colorado Springs. Air Force with third coming up for San Diego State. They're 3-0. They're back in the top 25. They were ranked twice last year, and both times the following game they lost.
They lost because they weren't.
Worthman looked as he was going to throw, but you and I were chatting during the break, and I don't think we're going to see too many throws in this game. He's short on third down. What do you do here?
Air Force is pretty aggressive. I wouldn't be surprised if they would go for it. It doesn't look like they are, but with the success that they've had at the fullback position before this drive started, 10 of 18 plays for Air Force went to the fullback up inside, but electing to be a little bit more conservative here, probably due, of course, to the weather.
Charlie Scott averaging 44.3 a punt. Quest Truxton back here is 25. It's a pretty good punt in this rain and wind, and down in the vicinity of the 16-yard line. Early on in the second quarter, Mountain West opener. In just an absolute downpour, 22nd ranked San Diego State down to the Falcons of Air Force, 6-0. Mountain West Conference opener as they welcome in 22nd ranked San Diego State. Time now for this week's Where Are They Now, brought to you by Bass Pro Shops. This week it's Chad Hall, Air Force running back and wide receiver. 2005-2006 was a second team All Mountain West pick his junior year. Would go on to play 4 NFL seasons with 3 different teams, including the Eagles, the 49ers, and the Kansas City Chiefs. Played on the Jaguars practice squad in 14. He is now an offensive assistant with the Bills. You can see the Bills host Denver on CBS tomorrow. To it, Rashad Penny going nowhere. And Aaron, we talked about it a little bit before our last break there, and how important this game is for San Diego State, and they're having no success early on.
It's clear that the weather is affecting them, but it's affecting both offenses. Air Force is handling a little bit better. Tackles for loss allowed. San Diego State's 109th in the country. They've got to be better on first down to be able to convert third downs, because it is going to be impossible to throw the football tonight.
Second down and 10. Penny. Short pickup. They come through and get to him in a hurry. Good work in there by Coppola, helping out on the stop.
And what's happening, this weather is making the runners tentative. It makes the offensive linemen tentative. You're worried about your footing. You're worried about falling down on the ground. You have to manage this weather and operate as normally as possible, but the center quarterback exchange and the handoffs are of utmost importance. You have to protect the football above all else tonight.
Third down conversions. San Diego State yet to get one. Can they do it here? Nope. In a word, they can't. Air Force's defense, they bury Jawan Washington. Jack Floor leading the charge. Ross helping out as well.
Air Force is just loading the box. They're putting every hat that they have down there because there's zero threat for San Diego State to throw the football tonight. This is just a lead. Great job of playing downhill by those inside linebackers. Once again, Jack Floor, number 50, showing you the same thing they're doing tonight as what they did a week ago against Michigan. Offensive coordinator Jeff Horton for the Aztecs is going to have his work cut out for him tonight.
He certainly is. Heikland punting into the wind. Air Force is going to have very good field position. We'll see where this ball is spotted. Still walking at the 35-yard line. So the Falcons will take over on offense on top of number 22 San Diego State when we come back right after this. Stadium. 11:41 to go in this first half. Air Force on top 6-0. And they've got the ball, Aaron, a very short field for them to work with. A prime position to be in is McVay 33 and Wilson 36 in the backfield. Tonight's first down line being brought to you by Golden Corral. Baldwin trying to hang on there. 33 got some help on the stop there, but it's Parker Wilson again. He might have 30 carries before we're done here, Aaron.
Well, it's the safest play and it's been the most effective so far tonight.
Worthman lost the football. Came out in the exchange there at the 30-yard line.
Looks like he recovered his own fumble there. That's a lucky break for Air Force. I wondered if Worthman was getting this football. You see it gets kicked and batted around. Just a lucky bounce for Air Force. This is virtually 4-down territory where Air Force is down here. Expect them, if they get half of this, to continue to go for it on 4th down.
Wilson diving in there as well. 3rd and 5. They need the 25. Worthman not going to get there. He was greeted head on there. Outstanding work by Baldwin. So 4th down coming up.
Looks like, yeah, they might elect to kick it here.
Bring Strable on and try one. Spotted at the 35, a 45-yard attempt for Strable.
Saw the weather affect a punt snap earlier for San Diego State.
Kicking it into the wind, and Strable made it look easy on Taylor. How about that from Luke Strable? The senior out of Nashville gives the home squad a 9-0 lead here in the second quarter.
Air Force not thrown at all by the weather. Strable kicking a field goal. Everything seeming to go right except the weather for the Falcons.
Third of 3 games here on Armed Services Saturday. It's Air Force having their way so far on top of number 22, San Diego State by 9. Coming up on the halftime report, powered by Ram Trucks, Brent Stover, Houston Nutt, Christian Fourier have scores and highlights from around the country and first half analysis as well. And it is just a damp, cloudy, dreary day here in Colorado Springs. Air Force, nothing dreary about them, man. They're playing well. They've got a 9-0 lead after a 4-play drive that set up Strable for a 45-yard field goal. And San Diego State, so far in the game, Aaron, 13 carries, 40 yards. Here's what they've done on their first 4 possessions. It is not pretty.
It is not pretty at all, and a big factor of why they're 0 for 4 on 3rd down is that their average gain on first down has only been 1.5 yards. With an inability to throw the football tonight, that's just not good enough for this Aztec offense to be productive.
They have gained, that Aztec offense, a yard this quarter. Chapman relays to Bodden. Bodden turned and relayed the signal and the call to Jawan Washington. Not Rashad Penny, the top rusher in the nation. Washington lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. Capra made the stop.
What's really difficult for offensive coordinator Jeff Horton tonight is that this offense is based on run, play action, run, play action. They make their hay by threatening to stretch the field vertically over the top. What's effectively happened because of the weather is that San Diego State has been turned into Air Force, but they don't practice like that, so they're ill-equipped to be able to handle calling 3 run plays in a row, and their first down success, which we just saw was terrible, is a result of that.
Here's Washington. Cuts through there, gets across the 30-yard line. It's going to bring up 3rd down. Grant Ross on the stop there for Air Force.
And what that normally looks like is this is a weak side ISO team where you run a fullback up on the weak side linebacker. It forces your safeties to be able to go out and cover because of the threat of the pass. Well, in a situation like that, these safeties are playing at 10 or 12 yards to the line of scrimmage. That makes it very difficult to run the football with this style of offense.
San Diego State, as Aaron mentioned, 0 of 4 on 3rd down. Here's their 5th opportunity. They need 4. Chapman in trouble. They're going to be 0 for 5. As they get to him and drop him, it was Capra in there again.
That was missed timing. They wanted to do a fly sweep to Jawan Washington and hand him the ball, but the snap was a little bit late, so it threw the timing off. And again, the inefficiency to be able to execute. He wants to get the ball there, but it's too late. They bump into each other. Great decision by Chapman to hold on to the football and take the loss and avoid the turnover.
Last punt for Heiklin, not even 20 yards. But he's punting into a strong wind, and he almost had that one blocked. Flag is down. It's going to be for being too close, making contact with Heiklin right in that neighborhood.
It's going to be roughing the punter. It was on his kick leg side.
Personal foul, roughing the kicker. Defense number 97. 15-yard penalty, automatic 1st down.
Huge break
Big
for
call.
San Diego State. Air Force hasn't had a lot of penalties tonight, but the couple that they had have been huge and allowed San Diego State to retain possession. Can the Aztecs capital?
7:56 remaining in the 2nd quarter. There was a lightning strike, we're told, about 3 miles from the stadium. That means you have to clear the field. Everyone out. 30 minutes of a minimum delay. And play resumes when that lightning is outside of the 8-mile radius. So that's where we're at right now.
Well, if you're a San Diego State Aztec fan, I think this could be good news. The break in the action, it really seemed to me, Ben, like the early part of this game, you saw Air Force jumping around, high-fiving. They welcomed the weather. They were feeling good about it. But San Diego State was affected by it. This could be a good break for them.
Well, we'll see in a bit. We're going to send you back to our studio in New York with Brent Silver, Christian Fourier, Houston Nutt. We're in a weather delay here in Colorado Springs. Brent, we welcome you back to Colorado Springs. 7:56 to play in the 2nd quarter. When we resume, it'll be San Diego State with the football. Here's our game recap, Aaron, and first key play of the game was right here.
Yeah, ball security's been a problem, but because of a defensive hold on the defensive line up front for Air Force, San Diego State retained this ball and avoided the turnover.
They did, and then the toss here to Ronald Cleveland. Watch the sideline about right there at the 10. He stayed in, touchdown, 29 yards, 6-0 after the missed try for 2.
And then it was a field goal. They were in 4-down territory, but just go ahead and knock the football through for another 3 points. But this could have been the play of the game. Santo Coppola not only gets a roughing the kicker penalty, but also ejected for targeting. That's now 2 defensive linemen, Santo Coppola and Cody Moorhead, that have left this game. And then after that play, they left the field. And here we are after a very long delay.
6:05 local time here in Colorado Springs is when the game was called. Let's get down to Jenny Dell, who has some important information to update us on. Jenny.
Yeah, guys, I mean, both these teams came out rip-roaring, ready to go. San Diego State even chanting, "Get the bleep out the way." So they're really fired up down here. Now, right before that, both head coaches, Troy Calhoun and Rocky Long, had a meeting in the tunnel where they decided to completely forego halftime. They had to double-check with officials to make sure that that was okay. They okayed it, and now we are going to completely forego that halftime, and it's going to be like normal quarter, so that 3-minute, 25-second break.
Thank you, Jenny. Pretty much everyone that was here has left. There are very few people in the stadium. Second straight time that San Diego State's had a delay. Last week it was because the lights went out. Much different than this week. The game recap, what stands out the most to you in this, Aaron?
Well, just the yards per play. No third downs converted for San Diego State. And when you take a look at Air Force, they handled the early weather challenges much, much better. Their defense was flying around. They actually embraced the weather. And I'm glad these young men are defending our country because they didn't seem phased at all. Real great opportunity for San Diego State to kind of go back to the drawing board, regroup here. And if you're Air Force, you have to continue this game with the same focus that they started it with.
See, the rain has come back. It had stopped for quite some time. There were multiple lightning strikes. San Diego State, once we resume, as you see Troy Calhoun, who his team has lost 6 straight games in this series to San Diego State. But San Diego State will have the ball 1st and 10 from the 46-yard line. Once we resume, this is the first for me. I mean, I don't know about you in terms of broadcasting a game. It's having a lengthy delay. It's going to be about an hour and a half, time we're all said and done, and virtually nobody in the stadium.
Yeah, you adapt or die in a situation like this, and you have to be able to handle this adversity. I mean, when we all played football in high school and you wore your helmet and shoulder pads, it's like, you got to play this game as if there's nobody in the stands. Well, tonight now both these teams actually get the opportunity to.
There's Arion Worthman, the Air Force quarterback. 6-1 as a starter. Only loss was last week against Michigan. And Rocky Long got the hood back up. They had the delay last week when we were out there, roughly 20 minutes when the lights went out. I loved his line from that. I can't wait to hear what he says after this game, because after the game last week, somebody asked him, well, what'd you do during the power outage? He goes, what'd you think? I told ghost stories? Man's got a great sense of humor, and his football team, it's imperative they get back on track for their sake.
And that's what was interesting a week ago against Stanford. They really navigated that delay in the game much better and ended up getting a game-winning go-ahead score very late there. Let's see what they come back with. Christian Chapman is an extremely efficient passer, completed 21 of 29 balls a week ago, hugely effective, and played a nice role in that win, but he's 0 for 3 here tonight. If they can get his arm going, that's going to back the safeties up and open up the run game.
That is Aaron Taylor, Jenny Dell on the field. My name is Ben Holden, Bruce Clark, our producer, Matt Plundo, our director. We're getting set to resume after roughly a 90-minute weather delay because of lightning. San Diego State in the top 25 after that win last week. Trailing 9-0. On 1st and 10. Chapman to the air. Perfect ball delivered, caught. Kahale Waring, big gain. Waring still on his feet and dragged down. Griffin took him down. A huge gain for Waring.
Not surprised by this play call at all by offensive coordinator Jeff Horton. One of the things that Christian Chapman does so well is throw the ball accurately on the run outside the pocket on the bootleg, hitting his big tight end for a big gain. Those are the exact sort of things you need to do to be able to back the safeties up. You see Horton's got to be happy already on his call sheet, looking to dial up something next.
42-yard pickup from the 12. Rashad Penny came into this ball game, the nation's top rusher, gets the carry there. He's averaging about 3 yards a carry, picks up 2 there.
And remember, it's the red zone that Air Force was exceptional at a week ago against Michigan. Forced 4 field goals, no touchdowns allowed inside the 20. Given that it's 0-9 and scoring opportunities may be hard to come by, this is a very important series of downs for the Aztecs.
No question. You see there on the I-bar what the Aztecs have done in the red zone this season. Man in motion. Chapman now going to dump it off. Looked like the same play they used last week to win the game. That one went to the fullback, Nick Bawden, though. Marquise Griffin forced him out of bounds. Third down coming up.
And that time Air Force was waiting on it. They expected the bootleg. You see him going, and right there, a face mask to face mask hit on the quarterback as he pushes him down right in front of the official. That's some helmet to helmet contact there that the official's letting go.
3rd and 7. They did let it go. At least to this point. 0 for 5 is San Diego State on 3rd down conversions. And get a first down to the 2-yard line. Trying to throw it up there, knocked away. There's a flag on the play. As they looked into the corner there for Holder, it was Griffin on the coverage.
Yeah, Marquise Griffin got his left hand on the receiver, clearly interfered with his ability to be able to catch the football. Not very many penalties
Pass
tonight for Air Force.
Defense, number 2, in the end zone. By rule, ball be placed at the 2-yard line. 1st and goal.
So our referee, Mike DeFee.
And Chapman taking a couple shots these last couple plays. He's a tough guy to be able to stand in there, but you can see him a little bit gimpy. Air Force bringing the heat here.
Chapman turns, hands off. Penny puts his head down, and Rashad Penny drives his way in for San Diego State. They're on the scoreboard. It's 9-6.
This is a San Diego State offense that fans are grown accustomed to be able to see. Clearly, the break and the weather delay got this offense back on its feet. A couple big plays later, Chapman's arm being a factor is going to open up a lot of things for the Aztecs. But Air Force is still pretty good running the football themselves.
10th rushing touchdown in the last 10. Micah Holder is the holder, and John Barron knocks through the extra point. And San Diego State on the board. It's 9-7 Air Force.
Rashad Penny, the leading rusher in the country, showing you that power. San Diego State back in it.
5:55 to go in this second quarter. San Diego State on the scoreboard. It's now 9-7 Air Force. Please help those affected by disasters, the recent hurricanes. You had earthquakes in Mexico too. You can visit redcross.org for more information. And it's been a rough hurricane season. Kickoff taken at the 4-yard line. And out over the 20-yard line. Arion Worthman in the offense will come on the field and go from there. Good tackle there on the kick coverage team by the Aztecs. Woolsey making the stop.
Well, been a big story in the early part of this game. The Armed Forces football is proudly supported by Golden Corral. A big story in the early part of this game was how effective Air Force was able to run the football inside with the fullback. They were getting gashed inside. That's the #1 thing Rocky Long told us they had.
Defenders, Cameron Kelly came over, took him down. 12th carry of the game for Wilson. And 11 for 63 prior to the weather delay, got 7 there.
He's 230 pounds, 5'11". Everything off the option comes on the inside dive.
Prior to the weather delay, got 7 there.
He's 230 pounds, 5'11". Everything off the option comes on the inside dive. This is an undersized 3-3-5 Rocky Long defense that's being forced to play static tonight because of how multiple Air Force is.
Worthman. Good job by Trey Lomax there. Read that perfectly. All they talked about this Aztec defense was eyes, 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 and he had them there.
You have to be disciplined. there's a tendency to kind of peek in the backfield and see, and that's when you can hit them over the top with some big passes. That's what happened with Ronald Cleveland when he scored a touchdown against Michigan. But that time, Lomax read it perfectly, filled the alley, and came up with a huge tackle.
3rd and short now for Air Force.
Give it back to Wilson.
They do just that. They've got the first down. Takes it across the 35-yard line. Tariq Thompson came in. Ron Smith helping out as well. But it's a first down Air Force.
And if you're San Diego State, you have to stay patient. You can't start to panic and overcommit because Air Force knows how people defend them and can hurt you on the outside edge. I would expect Air Force to get a pitch here in the perimeter soon.
They go fast. They give it off to Wilson. Plows his way ahead for a good pickup on the first down run, does Parker Wilson. Stop made by Troy Cassidy.
Rocky Long said that this triple option offense is the best ever designed because the reads of the quarterback can eliminate 2 or 3 defenders and they don't even have to block them so that the players can block other people.
And the ball came out. Worthman appears to have got in there and recovered it. He did.
Air Force getting lucky here again. This is the second fumbled exchange that Air Force has had tonight, and they've recovered their own errors both times.
3rd and 6 now. They need the 46 to convert.
See, the Aztecs were kind of bringing some heat up in the middle, but they've now adjusted. Potentially a perimeter run here.
Falcons 5 conversions, I beg your pardon, 6 attempts. This is their 7th, and Worthman leans to try to get it, but Lomax got him before he could get there. 4th and short upcoming.
It's a quarterback power lead, but it looks like they're going to go and play a little bit more conservative here and punt the football. Given the way that this game has gone into the delay, I like this play call here with the Falcons punting it away.
Inside of 3 minutes remaining, there will be no halftime. It'll be roughly a 3.5-minute break, and then the 3rd quarter will start. High snap over the head of Scott. And Scott still on his feet, finally forced out of bounds, and San Diego State has all the momentum now. Tariq Thompson forced him out.
The errant snap, we saw the Aztecs struggle with that in the first half. Sets up the Aztecs beautifully. Nice job recovering it, but that's effectively a turnover once again in the red zone. The Aztecs being able to do something Michigan wasn't a week ago, scoring a touchdown down there on Air Force. The Falcons really need their defense, which is pretty dang good, to bow their neck and get a stop here and at least try to force a field goal after that turnover.
Negative play of 23 yards there after the high snap. So from the 21, number 22, San Diego State goes to work. Wearing the motion man, came in there. Penny tripped up. They got him down low. Couple of yards on the carry for Rashad Penny. Came in averaging nearly 200 yards a game, did Penny.
Penny looks a little tentative to me. I think he's worried about his footing. He's a power runner. He's patient. His best game is when he sees the hole and can accelerate through, but he's been tiptoeing a little bit. Very understandable given the weather conditions.
10 carries for 29 yards for Rashad Penny. Does have the Aztec touchdown. Chapman looks, sends it into the end zone, and it's incomplete. There's Griffin on the coverage there when they were looking at Tim Wilson.
Great back shoulder throw. It was right where it needed to be. Wilson just couldn't bring the football down. But that arm and that accuracy of Chapman, we're starting to see it. And you noticed on that last play by formation, Air Force starting to back their safeties up. That can create some running lanes inside. Interesting 3rd down play call here.
3rd and 7. They need the 11 to convert.
A screen would be great with the pressure.
There it is. It doesn't work, though. It's sniffed out. They threw it to Penny, and he was buried by Grant Ross.
Grant Ross was locked up in man coverage. Air Force likes to run something called cover zero, which means it's man-to-man across the board. They brought 7. Ross recognizes it immediately, trying to get the ball to your playmaker hands with Penny, but a heads-up play by the senior linebacker forces the field goal by the Aztecs.
Story on John Barron. This one will be a 39-yard attempt out of the hold of Micah Holder. Barron puts the left foot into it, and it is no good. No good.
Air Force having some early success in the kicking game in these same conditions and knocked one through. The Aztecs don't, and the Falcons defense holds after the turnover with the special team gaff 3 plays before this.
So 1:06 to play in the first half. Air Force with all 3 timeouts.
There you go.
They'll take over from the 21-yard line.
Remember, there's not going to be a halftime. There's only a minute 06. This offense isn't necessarily built and designed to be able to be an explosive offense, but with the lack of halftime,
may change their mind.
It may be something a little bit different given the conditions.
On the ground. Decent pickup on first down. Lomax, another tackle. He gets Parker Wilson there. Clock down to 50 seconds.
Now remember, Air Force won the kick to start the game and deferred to the second half.
That's right. They will get the ball when the second half begins. 30 seconds and counting. Play clock to 5. Broke one tackle and will not break those tackles.
And I'm not surprised by the conservative play calling here. Air Force is to get the ball in the second half. There's not going to be a halftime, but they will restart the second half and kick off. So Air Force being very conservative here, knowing they're immediately going to get the ball back.
So in one of the more bizarre first halves, you'll see a 90-minute weather delay.
Into the half.
We have reached halftime. 22nd ranked San Diego State and Air Force in the Mountain West opener for both these teams. Air Force at home on top by 2. Welcome you back here to Falcon Stadium. Ben Holden along with Theron Taylor, Jenny Dell, all of our crew. An 89-minute weather delay in the second quarter, and we're a couple of minutes away here from starting the third quarter. Our first half stats brought to us by Humana. What grabs your eyes the most?
Well, just the yards per play for both of these teams. Everything else has been about even. San Diego State hasn't had any success on third down, but the 40 pass yards, getting Christian Chapman's arm involved, is really going to help the Aztecs offense, which was really nullified for the most part prior to the break, because with no threat to throw the ball, the safeties could crowd the line of scrimmage, and they just had more bodies than the Aztecs could block. It seems like Rocky Long kind of settled his team down. Jeff Horton, the offensive coordinator, was able to kind of draw some plays up in the dirt. The rain is less than it was earlier in the game, so the passing game showed up for the Aztecs. But Air Force, they're a good coach team. Their defense, extremely strong. Very good at what they do running the triple option. They've got an opportunity now to settle down themselves and come out swinging here in the second half.
San Diego State will boot it away. John Barron's got it teed up at the 35. Air Force leading by 2. McVeigh and Williams, the deep guys, and the lefty Barron sends it down the field. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 25 for Arion Worthman in the Air Force offense. 29-yard touchdown run by Ronald Cleveland, and 45-yard field goal by Luke Strabel in the first half. Rashad Penny with a touchdown run. The first half possessions, the story there for Air Force.
Yeah, they scored an early touchdown and then got a field goal for the only points in the first half. They were humming. A 10-play drive in this weather. 79 yards was impressive, but after that, they did not have a drive that netted over 10 yards. Credit that Aztec defense, and maybe a little bit of that weather is starting to nullify them. I would expect to see a lot more offensive explosion here in the second half, especially because it stopped raining.
First play of this third quarter. Worthman, great runner, gets through there. Outstanding work by him. And it's a first down run for Arion Worthman. Parker Baldwin with a stop there, but a big run on first down for Worthman.
Worthman's been a quarterback in the early part of this season that has proven wanting to be able to hold the ball. That time, the safeties overran the alley there, and it created a gap up inside that Worthman took advantage of.
13th carry of the game for him for 35 yards. Going to keep it again for his 14th carry. And it gets dropped by Sergio Phillips there. Tonight's 1st and 10 line being brought to you by Golden Corral.
Ronley Lakalaka, 39, involved in that last tackle as well. Air Force used some tempo early on this game that was really effective for them, particularly on the fullback dive game.
See what they dial up here on 2nd and 6. Worthman in trouble, trying to escape. Stiff arm, can't get away. Cameron Kelly, what a week he had last week. National Defensive Player of the Week.
This is the previous play. These guys are going in there and going hard and trying to be able to smack it up in there. There was some helmet-to-helmet contact there, but Worthman, a declared runner, is not a defenseless player, but you can be called for targeting if you hit anybody with the crown of your helmet, and that last one was pretty close a couple plays ago.
3rd and 4, Air Force 3 of 7 on 3rd down. And the ball squirts out. And San Diego State a knack for getting those turnovers. 70 in the last 2 years. But they don't come up with that one.
Air Force very lucky once again, their 3rd fumble. That Falcons offensive line is creating some nice movement, but Worthman, I think when he's going to run the football, he gets excited, maybe pulling out a little bit too early. I'd like to see another look at that if we could, because that's 3 different center quarterback exchanges that the Falcons have been extremely lucky. Remember, we started this show talking about how important possession was going to be.
J.C. Rass, the starting right tackle, able to recover it. Scott with a punt. Quest Truxton from the 19. He got wiped out at the 21. And he hopped right back up, did Truxton. San Diego State down by 2. Trying to put a drive together. We'll see what they do when we come back to Colorado Springs.
Every single day I come into work, I have a smile on my face because I know I'm representing the Bolts. Guys that have gone before me, guys that are currently playing, and guys that are going to be after me. So it's a great honor to wear the lightning bolts on the side of your head. And it's a very small university. You have 4,000 student body, and you're all going through the same stuff at the same time. We're all part of the one big Air Force family. Go Falcons.
Thanks to Steve Sen for his time and for doing that. And there aren't many people left because of the weather delay, all the lightning, but the ones here cheering on the home squad. 9-7, Air Force leads it. Air Force 2-0 all time in Mountain West openers against San Diego State, who they're playing right now. The Aztecs stymied on first down. Outstanding work up front. There is a flag on the play, though. Tackle made by Fafita.
And Fafita playing, remember, Cody Moorhead and Santo Coppola have both been out, so depth could be an issue here as we head into the second half for Air Force.
Illegal block in the back. Offense number 92. That penalties decline. Second down.
It's Isaiah Macklin, one of their wide receivers.
First down inefficiency been a real problem here for San Diego State tonight. They're 0 for 6 on third down. That is directly attributable to how much they've struggled on first down.
2nd and 11. Toss play. A hole, some room. Juwan Washington still on his feet across the 40. Cuts back in, and he's close to midfield. So Washington, a big run to move the sticks, a gain of 28.
This was a toss sweep. Remember, on the second play of the game, Rashad Penny fumbled it, but now they go back out to the boundary. Juwan Washington, great balance there. But if the perimeter is open and you can run the football because you can throw it in the air and you feel comfortable securing the football, that's going to open up, again, this Aztec offense. We hadn't seen that play since Rashad Penny fumbled it on the second play of the game.
Yeah, now you mentioned just a moment ago, Moorhead's already gone up front. An injury took him out of the game. Santo Coppola was tossed from the game for targeting, and now this is Micah Capra down and getting medical attention now.
Yeah, the junior from Argyle, Texas.
And Griffin hobbling on the sideline.
That's a bad sight if you're an Air Force Falcon fan, particularly Griffin. He's a heck of a playmaker, but the depth on that defensive line, this isn't a very big defensive line to begin with. They rotate probably 6, 7, 8 guys in this 3-4 defense. They can ill afford to keep losing these defensive linemen. And again, all of this is pointing in the post-weather delay in the favor of the Aztecs.
89-minute weather delay because of lightning strikes. Rocky Long's team 3-0 on the road here to open Mountain West play. Juwan Washington, 8 carries for 53 yards. Chapman to the air, open man. It's caught by Truxton. Quest Truxton with a nice catch. Baldwin the stop, but it's a first down, Aztecs.
Just a great job of Truxton catching the football on the corner route. Again, a first down pass with success because you've opened up the running game. Now this offense starting to complement itself.
Chapman, 4 of 8, came into the game 67% throwing the football. Handoff here, Penny. They surround him, 4 hats to the ball in a hurry. Gets about 2.5 on the carry, does Rashad Penny.
There's some nice blocks on the right side of that offensive line, getting some work done. Here they're just caving it in, and then it's just going to be a run to the outside. Again, they've got a lot of bodies there, but the good down blocks create the seal. Then it's one-on-one in the hole. Grant Ross makes a nice tackle, but after a couple 2 or 3 yard gain, expect San Diego State to keep gashing the football.
Chapman. Near side, catch made by Michael Holder. Holder still on his feet. Where did he go out of bounds is the question. Baldwin forced him out. But it's another San Diego State first down, and there's Micah Capra leaving the field after a 24-yard pass play for the Aztecs.
That's a bad sign for Air Force defensively. Take a look at the distance between those two. Air Force now playing off instead of having everybody in the box. This throw game of the Aztecs really starting to be effective. Again, that's going to open up the running lanes inside as we see the Falcons crowding once again.
Chapman 5 of 9 throwing it. Hands off to Penny. Rashad Penny. 5'11", 220, tough to get down, but the Air Force defense has held him in check to this point. He can break one and go the distance at any time. Shaq Vereen, who had a big week last week, made the stop there on Penny.
He did a great job of crossing the face and beating the block of Nick Bawden, the tight end. Just crossed his face, squeezed his gap, and made the tackle. Excellent job there.
12 carries for Rashad Penny, 33 yards. 2nd down and 8. Chapman pressured. They drop him. And the ball came loose. Was he down, though? As he was taken down to the ground by Mosesai Fafita will let him unpile and sort it out.
Pass protection really been a problem for San Diego State, and that's kind of good news, bad news. Good news is they've been throwing the ball a little bit better, but that's going to expose them, and a huge turnover caused by the defensive lineman. Moses Fafita doing a nice job. They're hurting their depth, but still, Ben, they find a way to get it done when they need to. And the guard just oversets, lets him go. Poor communication, poor technique. Chapman can't hold on to the football.
We're going to take a look at this in video review. D. Anderson is the replay official. Sort things out when we come back here. 9:02 to go in the third. Air Force up by 2. Air Force with the football. Mosesai Fafita with the strip of it. Danny Highland recovered it. Arion Worthman pressured. Good pressure there. He had to get rid of that ball in a hurry. Had no time. Second down upcoming.
Immediate pressure in his face, forced the errant throw. This defensive line starting to get after it a little bit. They've been forced to play static, something they don't like to do. They like to move on the snap. But because of the style of this offense, Air Force, again, Rocky Long telling us it forces us to be vanilla, which doesn't lend to their strength.
37 Air Force plays, 36 have been runs. Not really a big surprise. Flag flies here as they halt play.
Yeah, something didn't look right on that snap. Could have been a false start. Herky-jerky.
Prior to the snap infraction on the offense. 5-yard penalty, replay second down.
That might be on the center as a double pump or double snap. Something just didn't look right on the snap. Take a look at it here on the replay. Yep, double snap by the center. With the snap count, maybe there was a pressure issue, but again, the center quarterback exchange once again rearing its ugly head. This time only costing them 5 yards, but there's been 3 fumbled snaps that Air Force has been able to recover tonight.
4th penalty on Air Force in the game. There's that defensive front again. Aaron pressuring the ball. They get in and get after him. Henderson getting in there to get to Worthman.
This time again, that 3-3-5 defense just getting penetration immediately off the snap. It looked like it was the left tackle, Jake Barnhorst, that got beat inside. He was expecting inside help on the combination block from the blocker, from the guard that never showed up.
So 3rd and 20 now. He would need the 32-yard line to convert. Worthman pressured, slips through there. Kelly drops him. Cameron Kelly was outstanding last week. The game-sealing interception picked off Keller Christ in the final minute. Brings on the punt team for Air Force.
Really nice set of downs there for San Diego State's defense. Air Force has gone to that quarterback design draw 3 or 4 times. They're very limited in those 3rd and long situations. I thought it was a great play call to be conservative here to get the punt off.
Truxton awaits the punt. Another shaky snap there to Scott. Truxton lets it go, and this is going to be a benefit for Air Force. Another 10 yards or so. It's going to be out around the 26-yard line. 27 is where they're going to spot him out. So halfway through this 3rd quarter, San Diego State down by 2. They'll have it when we come back. Oh, it was a monsoon. 89-minute weather delay. Back at it here in the 3rd quarter. Only 77 days to go in the countdown to America's game. It's the Army-Navy game presented by USAA on CBS Sports. San Diego State with the ball here, Aaron. Big possession here for them. Toss to Penny. Rashad Penny still on his feet. Drags a defender that was floor, had him around the ankles, and a 1st down run for Penny. Picks up 11.
The last time we saw that play with Penny, he fumbled it, and it was an inadvertent defensive holding call by Air Force that allowed them to retain possession. That time, much different result now that the football field's quite a bit drier.
Did not look comfortable in the first half. They're the nation's top rusher, 13 for 43 to this point.
It's hard to be a power runner when the field's wet also.
Yeah. Hard to do much of anything, right? Drags a defender there. That was Floyd on his back. Kyle Floyd makes the tackle on Rashad Penny. Last year, he and Donnell Pumphrey had over 2,000. Penny had 1,000. First time that's been done.
It's been incredible. And Juwan Washington, number 29, is going to be the next Rashad Penny to Donnell Pumphrey. I mean, I've been really impressed with how well San Diego State just keeps churning out quality running backs.
There's Washington. He's carried it 8 times for 53 yards. Out of the gun. Pressure coming, nearly intercepted. Probably should have been by Floyd over there. Got a hand on it. Chapman dodged the bullet there. 3rd and 6 upcoming.
He certainly did. Started this game 0-3 and has been 5 for 7 since. It's just a classic overthrow. Floyd is right there, but can't make the one-handed interception.
Junior out of Houston, Texas. 5 tackles last week against Michigan.
So Air Force is a heavy blitz pressure team. You're in the middle of the field. You need a play. Expect some sort of pressure here. And if you're San Diego State, this is a great time for a screen game.
They have not converted a 3rd down yet, Aaron. 0 for 6. Take it down to the final second. Now Chapman fires, dumped it off over the middle. There's Penny's got the first down inside of Air Force territory. Jack Floor the tackle, 13-yard gain. Aztecs.
This is just going to be a simple Texas route. He's going to come across with a clear out. I love the way Chapman kind of goes through his reads. He's reading the field, goes left, goes right, and then comes back to his check down a little bit behind Penny, but gets it to him early enough to make some run after the catch. And you see that smile. This offense, you can tell, starting to get quite a bit more confident as the pass game starts to emerge.
Chapman 6 of 11, throwing it for 90 yards. Turns and hands off to his main man. One of his main men. That was Washington that time, as he gives Penny a breather. Armed Forces football, proudly supported by USAA.
A little bit better first down production for San Diego State. That makes your 2nd and 3rd down play calls for offensive coordinator Jeff Horton a little bit more palatable. He's got more of his play sheet that's available to him.
Good look at Jeff there. 37 years he's been coaching. Fake to Washington. Chapman wanted to throw it. Nobody open. Takes it down to about the 38-yard line. Grant Ross on the tackle there. Got a little help from the referee there. Mike DeFee. 3rd down upcoming for San Diego State.
One of the things I love about Christian Chapman is his decision making. This is a bootleg. He was trying to get the tight end coming across, but he's covered. Look at that. He has nowhere to throw the football, but instead of trying to force it, he pulls it and uses his legs to create a very manageable 3rd and short situation.
Big conversion. They converted the last one. Washington gets the ball, leans. Micah Holder pointing, saying they got the first down. Shaq Vereen on the tackle. What do you think? They got it?
I think they got it, especially with the way that the side judge came in and where he ran.
Okay.
It's going to be close, but I think the Aztecs have the first down here.
You're going to measure it. Clock stopped for the moment with 4 minutes remaining in the 3rd quarter.
A lot of new faces on that defensive line for Air Force due to the injuries. That's going to be really close.
From that angle, I'm going to say they're a little short.
Yeah, I was going to say when the ball hit the ground, when he ran in, it looked pretty good. But now that they've set the ball on the ground, and they, in fact, are going to be a little bit short, it looks like.
This, to me, is a no-brainer, right?
It's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Especially with the field conditions being dry. And you sneak it. You don't turn around and worry about it. You get behind your big offensive line. You run to the bubble between the nose guard and the 3 technique, which is the guy on the outside shoulder of whichever guard it is.
Saw Rocky Long, the head coach. There's Jeff Horton, the offensive coordinator.
The previous play is under further review.
They maybe want to take a look at where this spot is to make sure that they got it right, and that's probably a safer than sorrier call, which I approve of.
I agree too. So DeFee goes over, gets on the headset, and we'll look back at multiple looks at this, Aaron.
Well, you and I both with our naked eye thought it looked pretty good. He reaches forward. I mean, clearly there. He's well beyond it, which is why we thought he had it. But then they put the ball down on the ground, and it almost was a full yard behind where it looked like in real time he ended up.
This should be a good look. So they needed 36. Just over the 36, right? Juwan Washington.
Now that's where he comes to rest. That doesn't mean necessarily where he's down.
Yeah.
After reviewing the play, the runner got beyond the 46-yard line. It's a first down.
It's actually the 36-yard line, but they overturned the call. It's a first down, San Diego State.
And I think that's a great application of the review booth and a good justification and application of that technology, because clearly in real time you and I both thought Penny got across, and as it turns out he did. And the second third down conversion of the entire game for the Aztecs.
Yes. Both have come on this drive. They're trying to take the lead. Inside of 4 to play in the third quarter.
Keep your eye right there on the tight end, David Wells. Either play side run or a receiver threat.
And a big touchdown catch. Toss here to Washington. Wells did last week in the win over Stanford.
Wells that time did a nice hinge block where you kind of post on the defensive lineman and then wheel around for any sort of run support coming on the outside edge, and his seal block allowed that 3-yard gain up inside there.
CBS Sports has him rated as one of the top 10 tight end prospects for the draft in 2018. At this point, 4-yard gain at 2nd and 6. Tripped up, good job getting in there. Coppola looked like he reached in 22 there and got Washington down low to slow him up.
He did a great job. He read it right away and came downhill. You see his hand come in here and just grab his ankle. He runs underneath the block, but that right arm gets that left ankle of Washington and saves a big run.
California product he is. 3rd and 3. Aztecs before the weather delay 0 for 5 on 3rd. Since then 2 of 3. Chapman pressure coming. Hit as he throws. Catch is made. What a grab.
Wow.
What a catch by Rashad Penny. That is straight cash. Beautiful grab by Penny.
You could tell that Air Force was going to bring pressure off that outside edge. And here comes Nick Bodden, the tight end, almost has a two-way go, recognizes it late, but Kristen Chapman stays in there, takes another one of his many hits for the night, but delivers the football. And how about the incredible one-handed catch that wouldn't have been possible earlier in this game with the weather?
Story of the drive. 11th play. Handoff, ton of room, easy one, into the end zone, touchdown. It's taken in by Rashad Penny. His 2nd of the game, and San Diego State has taken the lead on a 20-yard trot to the end zone for Rashad Penny.
David Wells with an unbelievable seal block to the backside. We talked about the vision of Penny, the patience with the dry field and surface in a pass game. The San Diego State offense, post-delay due to the weather, has really come alive.
They're in for the point after to make it a 5-point game. 14-9 with 1:49 to go in the third.
Well, after struggling mightily in the first part of this game prior to the weather delay, it really seems like San Diego State has found a way to get some things going. Rashad Penny in that run game finally heating up here in the second half.
14 straight points for San Diego State. They're on top 14-9 here against Air Force here in the Mountain West opener. Let's see which team has been protecting the pocket, Aaron, brought to you by Experian.
Yeah, well, that circled player is David Wells, the tight end, who's had a couple big plays when his teams needed it. But go ahead and take a look at these nice big lanes right here. He gets a seal block, and this is bad defense as much as it is good blocking. Air Force overrunning the play. None of the linebackers' eyes on the actual ball carrier. Great design play by Jeff Horton, the offensive coordinator, distracting the eyes of the linebackers. Some good backside blocks, particularly by David Wells, and a touchdown later. Air Force is up 14-9.
Second of the game for Rashad Penny. 15 carries, 67 yards, and those two scores. Arion Worthman and the Falcon offense get the ball back here from the 25. They'll have it, and they have been not good since the game has resumed after 89 minutes in that weather delay. Friday night, 8 Eastern, we've got an in-state rivalry as BYU travels to Logan, Utah to take on the Aggies of Utah State, presented by Geico. There's more games, more moments, and more college football right here on CBS Sports Network. You'll be in town for that one, won't you?
I am going to be in town. Great Friday night game there. BYU and Utah State had a nice win today, scored a lot of points on San Jose State. They may be getting things turned around there. And how about this Air Force offense, guys? Since the weather delay, Air Force has only had 24 total yards. They've got to figure that out and get it going.
They're going in reverse.
They had some success early on getting it to fullback Parker Wilson. That would be a great place to start.
16 for 89 for Wilson. 17 for 89 as he gets nothing there. That Aztec defense starting to show their teeth and get a little nasty up front.
Yeah, it was Anthony Luke, number 45, that crossed the face backside of the guard. The very thing we saw San Diego State do well, Air Force did not execute on this last play.
Falcons go quick. 1:25 to play in the third. They showed like they were going quick.
They want to see what it is they can get. Worthman has been a proven runner for them. They may lean on him when they need him.
Wilson, Laka right there to Laka him up.
We are seeing the polar opposite of what we saw early on in this game, Ben. It's the San Diego State defense that likes to move around a lot. That's not. They're playing static, but now they're starting to bow their neck and doing a nice job. And who knows, man, this defense may even be knocking these blockers for Air Force out of their shoes.
Literally. That's the right guard.
Yeah, Griffin Landrum trying to get his shoe back on.
3rd and 6. Falcons 33% on third down. 3 of 9. Worthman, nowhere to go. Laka's in there. He sneaks away, and Tariq Thompson was there to get him. This stick by Thompson brings up 4th down. What do you do here? Looks like they're thinking about going for it.
You have to think about going for it, but it's too early to panic, in my opinion. But your defense is really struggling, so it's an understandable call. But they're going to have some time to think about it because the third quarter is going to end here. This could be the critical call for Air Force. If they don't get it, it's going to be a huge miss. I think that they should go ahead and kick this away and count on their defense that played so well early.
We will see what they do when we come back for the 4th quarter here in the Mountain West. Number 22, San Diego State on top, 14-9 after 3 on Air Force. We're back right after this. Great work by the folks in our tape room, putting together the key moments in this football game so far with Aaron Taylor in the booth. Jenny Dell's down on the field. My name is Ben Holden. And we start the fourth quarter, 4th and 3. And they line up to punt here. And Scott boots it away. You surprised or not?
No, I'm not surprised based on what we said going into commercial that if they don't convert that, they give a pretty hot San Diego State offense very good field position.
So Quest Truxton, a short return. We got a chance now. Let's take a look at our Chick-fil-A game summary. Aaron, what's grabbing your eyes in that?
It's almost 2 more yards per play for San Diego State since the weather delay. They're really getting things going. The first downs have significantly increased, but it's really this pass yards. 99 doesn't seem like a lot, but it's been enough to open every aspect of this offense up. With it being dry, Christian Chapman is proving to be the difference maker because of what he allows the running game to do.
That play action pass was great for him last week. It's been good for him tonight from the 31-yard line. That is Juwan Washington with a carry. Gain of about a yard for him. Opening minute of this fourth quarter. 3-0 San Diego State, 1-1 Air Force, Mountain West opener. Tonight's 1st and 10 line is brought to you by Navy Federal Credit Union. 2nd and 9 upcoming.
Air Force defensively has been outstanding on first down all night long, creating some 2nd and 3rd and long situations.
Washington slowed up by Coppola. It's a good football player. Gets his nose in there, gets dirty.
Been impressed with him. Last week against Michigan, had 8 tackles, forced a fumble, always around the football, not afraid to smack it up in there. They need another forced fumble or a turnover by him. Turnovers tonight effectively have been equal. Air Force had one on downs. They recently recovered another fumble. Interesting 3rd down call here. Expect edge pressure, maybe try to get Chapman outside, take advantage of some play action.
Aztecs 3 of 3 since the game resumed. Chapman nothing there. They brought the heat, forced him to just dump it off.
And that's the 2nd time on 3rd down we saw San Diego State go to this play and try to sneak the back out of the backfield. Just a great read that time up front by Air Force, recognizing it and forcing the punt now on another 3 and out for San Diego State, as Washington a little bit banged up on that play.
They got some help coming off. Here's Heiklin on to punt. 37 and a half. A punt, it's blocked! Blocked, picked up. Air Force had it, lost it. And they'll come away with a football inside of the 5-yard line. Special teams coming through huge. It's Garrett Coppola. We just talked about him.
We said he needed to make a play, and he did exactly that. A starter on defense coming off the outside edge, coming around straight through. It looked like it was a rugby-style kick that was going to the right a little bit, and he just gets the ball. And then some more ball handling. Man, just goes right around the wall. Air Force has 4 blockers. Four defenders for only 2 blockers by San Diego State. That's just a numbers game. And a huge, very much needed turnover to inject some life into this Falcon team who can be deadly down in the red zone.
32 block kicks for Air Force going back to 07. Inside of the 5, Worthman keeps it. Arion Worthman extending. No signal yet. He's marked short of it. He'll be inside of the 1, Aaron.
Great patience on the quarterback lead. We said when he needed to make a play that they would like to run number 2. He's patient. He's driving across his knees down right there. He's about a full yard short as they go hurry up.
They tried.
They may be wanting to take another look at this.
Yeah.
But he's going to be indeed short.
Previous play is under further review.
It's his right knee that's clearly down.
Right there.
The ball is somewhere in there. We can't see it with the backside, but the previous shot, it showed it perfectly.
The other angle's good. Sorry,
Yeah,
Aaron.
the officials were right on top of it. Really good spot.
This is the one here.
Yep.
Replay official D. Anderson. He's in the office next to us, literally. Just tap on the wall. He's that close. And here's the verdict from defeat.
After further review, the ruling on the field is confirmed short of the goal line.
But the benefit there because of the review is that now San Diego State gets to gather itself and Air Force loses the ability to go hurry up, which would have been very effective on that last one.
So it'll be 2nd and goal when we resume. Sergio Phillips for San Diego State and their defensive front, helping keep Worthman out of the end zone for the time being. Rocky Long looks on.
This is hugely important that Air Force get a touchdown here. Points are at a premium in this low-scoring game.
Here's Worthman. Takes it. Gets over the goal line. Or does he? No signal yet. There it is. Touchdown. Arion Worthman. And Air Force regains the lead. They're up by 1.
And because they're up by 1, this is a perfect situation to be able to go for 2, and it looks like that they're doing that.
Troy Calhoun.
I don't know what that play call was, but he was asking maybe for a little extra help there.
Nothing wrong with that.
This is an extremely difficult offense to be able to stop. Remember, the fullback's been effective. The quarterback lead with Arion Worthman's been effective. It's critical that San Diego State stop this from the inside out, starting with the dive.
2-point attempt. Worthman fakes to Wilson, in trouble, now going to throw it, and too high. It is caught. It was over the receiver there at the 2-yard line. It's caught, and they convert. It's Marcus Bennett coming up with it. So they're up by 3.
Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. It was an overthrow.
Yeah.
But his arms are underneath that ball. That is a catch. Unbelievable set of circumstances for Air Force to take the lead by 3 after the gutsy 2-point call that hits home. Well, when Air Force needed a play, they came up with one. Coppola gets it. A couple plays later, Worthman stacks it in. Air Force on top by 3. We got a ball game.
So after San Diego State scored 14 straight, Air Force blocks a punt, and they cash in. College football continues next Saturday. 4 games in the lineup, including Air Force returning to the gridiron as they'll take on New Mexico at 7 Eastern. Then at 10:30, 22nd ranked San Diego State will play host to Northern Illinois. It's all right here on CBS Sports Network. And your group of 5 teams, Aaron?
Well, USF keeps winning by the hair of their chinny chin chin, 4-0. Memphis Tigers with their nice knockoff of UCLA is certainly in that conversation. But again, I think the crowd favorite right now is San Diego State, controlling its own destiny, 3-0. 2 wins over Power 5 teams from the Pac-12. That's an impressive resume. Now remember, to be the group of 5 representative, you have to be the conference champion that's highest ranked, which means not just winning, but how you win and making sure you take care of business is important. And right now, San Diego State's in the dogfight.
They certainly are. Strabel's kickoff goes to the end zone. Let's go back to our New York studio. Check in with Brent Stover, who's got an update on Penn State and Iowa. Brent.
Guys, the Hawkeyes.
Hawkeyes, they did it last year to Michigan. And right now giving Penn State all they want.
Yeah, they do, and it's been all their defense. Only a couple 100 yards offensively for the Hawkeyes thus far tonight. But take a look at that San Diego State offense. They've been getting it done recently.
Chapman Gonna take a shot down the middle. Got a man out there. The catch is made. It is a nicely delivered ball, and the grab made by Tim Wilson. They love him and the potential he has. Big catch, first down there.
He had a drop earlier in the game, but came up big on this one. Again, that first down play call from offensive coordinator Jeff Horton finds its way home. A nice break in the tendencies. A good catch there that time by Wilson. 30 played center field at some point.
Yeah, sorry, earned 31-yard gain. 8 completions is 6 different receivers on the ground here. Not much there. Shaq Vereen leading the charge. Let's go down to the field. There's flags fly. Gonna hold on and go to the field momentarily and check in with Jenny Dell. We'll sort this penalty situation out first.
That's going to be unfortunate if it's on Shaq Vereen, because he made a heck of a play prior to it. Let's see what they call.
After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense number 6, 15-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
He's been whipping Nick Baldwin at the point of attack. They've been trying to run that lead at him. Did a good job, but just kind of throws him down there at the end. Maybe a little bit of a flop by Penny there, but again, there haven't been a whole lot of penalties, but they've been costly.
Let's go down to Jenny quickly and check in. Jenny, what can you tell us?
Some quick injury updates for the Aztecs. For Juwan Washington, the running back, they're looking at his right ankle. They took his shoe off, taped it up, and he's currently getting taped right now, so we'll see if he can walk on it. And also, defensive end Noble Hall, left knee injury. They put a brace on it, but he's doing sprints on the sideline. He should be good to go back into the game, guys.
Excellent. Thank you, Jenny. Here's Chapman down the middle, man wide open, touchdown. Perfectly delivered ball right there, and it's a touchdown to David Wells. Touchdown last week to win the game, blocking earlier in the game as Aaron talked about, and a catch here for the Aztec touchdown.
That play action pass game that was non-existent when San Diego State was down 9-0 has clearly showed up here. Watch the linebackers and secondary support. Nobody, everybody with their eyes in the backfield, nobody with their eyes on tight end David Wells, and it's another touchdown for the Aztecs.
Barron comes on and bangs through the point after, and San Diego State answers. They're back on top by 4 with 11:32 to go in the game.
It's David Wells once again stepping up big for the Aztecs. Can Air Force respond? He starts to rise to the top.
San Diego State back in the top 25 after last week's win, trying to avoid doing what they did twice last year after being ranked, and that is losing the next game. And they lost them both on the road last year to South Alabama after they were 3-0, beat Northern Illinois, had a bye week, and then later in the season got ranked again and lost at Wyoming. And they're up by 4 here, but a lot of time left in this game.
I will tell you what, since the break, the story's really been about this San Diego State defense led by Rocky Long. Air Force had some success on their first scoring drive. It was over 79 yards, and since then they've really been held in check. 28 plays, only 47 yards since their first scoring drive.
On 1st and 10. Good run right up the gut. That's Tim McVeigh. We haven't called his name a whole lot. It's been Wilson getting the majority of the workload. Lomax the tackle.
Now with it being a little bit driver, McVeigh is more of an outside runner. We saw him take the ball between the tackles there, but not surprised that they're getting him a little bit more involved now.
Worthman. Nobody open downfield, swings it out. And the grab made by Tyler Williams.
I think that was a nice decision that time by Worthman. He may have had a receiver on the corner route, but with his lack of accuracy, that's probably a throw that's not high percentage for him, and this gives him a makeable 3rd down.
3rd and a yard. Worthman to Wilson. Wilson's got it. Sticks will move. Dunn, the tackle. Ryan Dunn, the linebacker for the Aztecs, to stop, but a first down run for Parker Wilson.
Air Force's offensive line doing a nice job just rolling Noble Hall out of there. My goodness. The fullback dive has been a play that Air Force has successfully run for the better part of the entire night. This offensive line by the Falcons takes a lot of heat for being dirty. They're not. They're good.
Straight ahead. Tim McVeigh with the run there. Stopped by Parker Baldwin, who's well into double figures in tackles. Inside of 10 minutes to play in the game. San Diego State up by 4. Tonight's 1st and 10 line is brought to you by Navy Federal Credit Union.
Parker Baldwin with 12 tackles, had 9 before the break in weather.
He can play.
He's why we featured him in the starting lineup. They knew he needed to be big, and he's done just that tonight.
Junior out of Siloam Springs, Arkansas. Here's the pitch to Williams. Lomax. Good job by Trey Lomax. Great pursuit there. He has had quite a second half.
He certainly has. Here he is right here. He's just going to run down and do a nice job of forcing the defense to run laterally. He did not bite on the dive at all. He kept his eyes on the pitch guy, which is his responsibility. That's exactly how you execute against this sort of offense.
Hometown product out of beautiful San Diego, California. 3rd and 8. Toss. Now they want to throw it. And Williams heaves it down. They're got a man wide open. And Wade made the catch inside of the 30-yard line. Air Force coming up with a beautiful play to convert the first down. A gain of 31.
That ball was so poorly underthrown that it actually worked. A great design. It would have been a touchdown had it been thrown on time, but he was so far wide open, he was able to come back for it, catching a pop-up to center field there.
Gerard Sanders, the sophomore, with the catch. Great answer for the Air Force offense. How's this for an answer? That's a nice chunk right up the middle. Ron Smith taking down Arian Worthman.
I want to go back to the play before on the reverse pass. I didn't like the play call. It did work, but to me, it smelled of desperateness. I don't know if Air Force needs to be able to do those sort of things because of the last play, the quarterback lead that we just saw Arian Worthman do.
2nd and 2 from the shotgun. Worthman taking a look. Nobody's open. Pressure coming. They drop him. Dunn got in there. Take him down. Brings up 3rd down for the Falcon offense.
Falcons looking confident. San Diego State on their heels a little bit. The momentum clearly on the side of the guys in blue right now.
3rd and a yard from the 20. Worthman gets the first down. Laka, the big hit, but he had the first down as it was. Clock will stop momentarily as they'll have to unpile the bodies. San Diego State 3-0, 22nd ranked. Mountain West opener for them. Talked about it a couple of times here tonight, but you can't talk about it enough how important this game is for them. It's important for Air Force too. San Diego State with so much to play for, and Air Force trying to make a statement, pull off the upset.
And how fitting is it that in a close game like this, Air Force has the ball in the red zone, an area of the field that they've dominated all season long on both sides of the football. Now they've got some life to them after a slow start after the break in weather.
They do.
They're killing it on first down, though. 2nd and 3. Your entire play call sheet is wide open. Air Force is able to do on first down what San Diego State's really struggled to do.
2nd and 3 upcoming. Approaching 6 to play in the game. Worthman toss. Near side of the field. McVeigh! Touchdown, Tim, they call him. Tim McVeigh hops his way into the end zone, and Air Force His 28th career touchdown and his 30th career game.
This drive started with you and I talking about we hadn't called McVay's name much. We talked about him being a great outside runner. As soon as that ball got pitched, you could see it develop. Some great perimeter blocking by the wide receivers. And Air Force back up 3 with 6 minutes to go in the fourth.
Tim McVay, the product of Cleveland, Ohio, hops over a man and makes his way in. Air Force by 3. Tim McVay with a 12-yard touchdown run. Aaron capped an 11-play, 75-yard drive.
It's going to be some great blocks here that allow this to happen by Marcus Bennett and Tyler Williams. To be a receiver in this offense, you got to be able to get your job done. Bam, right there. Bam, right there. You get defenders on the ground. Tim McVay does the rest, and Air Force gets themselves right back in it.
He looked like a superhero going in there, didn't he?
It was a little bit of an ugly B-button spin, but you got to give it to him. It was effective.
So, yeah, we did talk about, I mentioned, we barely called him. We didn't call his name much at all. And then that drive, 4 for 28 and the 12-yard touchdown run to give the Falcons a lead back.
And here's what's interesting. San Diego State coming into tonight leads the country in time of possession with 6 minutes left. This is a very important drive because if San Diego State can go down the field and score, Air Force may not get this ball back.
Of course, it was last week. San Diego State had a comeback win. Let's go down to Jenny Dell for an update. Jenny.
Yeah, Air Force D-line coach Tim Cross was motivating his team. He said after we score right here, which they did, he said, we need to pound away. Don't slow down. Don't mess up. We need to close the dam, guys.
Indeed they do. Thank you, Jenny. Air Force in the time of possession department, a little more than 3 minutes ahead of San Diego State in the game. To your point, Aaron, about the time of possession.
This Air Force defensive line down a couple starters.
Chapman fakes the handoff. Now going to fling it near side. Open man. Catch is made. First down, San Diego State. It's Micah Holder with the grab.
The first down passing has been by far the most effective thing San Diego State has done in this game. Christian Chapman coming into tonight, 68% of his passes have been completed. He's remarkable on the move, but expect San Diego State to now go to a 4-minute offense and start chewing up this clock.
Jeff Horton, the offensive coordinator, 22-yard pickup on that first down pitch and catch. Trying to find some room as Penny got away. He's dangerous. Rashad Penny got a block. Rashad Penny up the sideline. He takes it in. Rashad Penny with his 3rd touchdown of the night. He can hurt you in a number of ways. 53 yards of hurt right there to Air Force for Penny.
Some incredible blocks. Isaiah Macklin with a great effort, but Rashad Penny, the patience, the burst, he reversed field. That play was supposed to go to the right. He made the decision to go to the left. He was on his own. There was some great blocking downfield. It's actually Timothy Wilson that allowed that play to happen. San Diego State explosive in the run game.
Barron puts it through and extends it to a 4-point lead. Rashad Penny, the nation's top rusher coming into the game, houses another one.
There's Wilson on Marquise Griffin, and 20 is off to the races. San Diego State up by 4.
Our score by quarter, we've got a 28-24 lead for San Diego State. Late in this game here at Falcon Stadium with a little more than 5.5 to play in it. Good job on that coverage team by San Diego State down there. Getting after it. They get him inside of the 20. Rashad Penny, Aaron, 3 touchdowns tonight.
It's been a huge night deep down in the red zone, running with power, which is his forte. But he also has the ability to get the home run ball This defense from Air Force with 10 new starters overcollapsed on that last one. Same on this one. Nobody set the edge, but Rashad Penny with that home run speed scores extremely quickly. And I'm wondering, Ben, whether or not he scored too quickly on that last drive, given that a touchdown puts Air Force ahead and they can more than be capable of chewing up this clock with only 5 minutes to go.
4-0 the Aztecs are when Penny scores 2 or more touchdowns. Noble Hall in there to make the tackle. Arion Worthman, see what he can do. Crunch time now.
Yes, it is. It's been a back and forth game all night long. Successes and victories and defeats on both sides of the ball for both teams. What do you got in the fourth quarter when it counts?
Gain of 6 on first down they got there. Worthman handed it off. It's McVay. Big on the last drive. 4 carries for 28 and a 12-yard touchdown run. Troy Cassidy the tackle. They move the chains.
Air Force has had 4 fumbles tonight. They haven't lost any. Notice that the rain's starting to pick up. Every decision from here on out is critical for both of these units.
Worthman, the pitch. McVay took a shot there from Ron Smith. Lakalaka's over there as well to help out. Good pick up there for Tim McVay.
And Tariq Thompson, number 14, the true freshman out of San Diego St. Augustine High School, did a nice job jumping over the cut block to allow the tackle to happen.
2nd and 4. Right up the middle. Good job by the heart of that Aztec defense to slow up McVay.
And it's interesting because of the nature of these two offenses. Air Force snapped that ball with 20 seconds to go on the play clock. Clock management here in this style of offense is critical, so let's keep an eye on the decision making, not only when they snap it, with each of these teams having 3 timeouts.
3rd and 3. They need the 40 to convert here on 3rd down. Looking to throw it out to McVay, and he could not get it. 4th and 3 upcoming for the Falcons of Air Force with 3:33 to go.
Biggest play of the game without question, Ben.
Yes.
What?
Calhoun's bringing on the punt team.
I don't understand this.
Or is he? He's got the punter out there in the punt group.
They do have 3 timeouts, but with the way San Diego State has been operating in the second half, you may very well be giving the opportunity to win this ball game up by punting.
Charlie Scott, he kicks it away. Scott, oh, this is a beautiful punt. Excellent job by Charlie Scott. So Calhoun says, hey, let's kick it and pin him deep, and they do it.
I think it's a good result on a bad decision to punt that football away. San Diego State just showed you how well they can explode and get to the house. This offense, with it being dry and with Christian Chapman's arm, has been extremely effective here in the second half. San Diego State's been 3 for 4 on 3rd down in the second half. And it was 3rd and 3 with among the nation's best offenses. I think that was a huge mistake by Air Force.
59-yard punt. San Diego State, 3 touchdowns on their last 4 drives. The line on Chapman. All this young man does is win for San Diego State. From the 4. Hands off to Penny. Good job by Floor. He took him on head on and dropped him to Jack Floor.
And I think compounding this problem is that Air Force needs to start taking timeouts to give as much time as they have, and they're not even taking a timeout now.
Clock continues to run inside of 3 minutes to go.
I mean, this is unbelievable blind faith in your defense that you're going to get this ball back.
A defense that had 1 starter back from last year.
They played well up till now, but I mean, tick, tick, tick. Why didn't you take a timeout?
2nd and 7. Chapman hands off, and he stumbled. His toe stuck in the turf, did Rashad Penny. You won't see that very often.
No, you got to be at your best when your best is needed. That's the definition of poise. Penny, who's had such a great night, loses his balance, which is among his strongest attributes.
Please set the game clock to 2:34.
Eyes got too big.
3-4. 30 seconds.
So Air Force takes a timeout. Troy Calhoun will give his guys a chance here on 3rd and 7 when we come back. Timeouts remaining. Hoping his defense, Aaron, on 3rd and 7 can come up with a stop.
I think Air Force is going to bring pressure here. They've been doing it all night, and because of that, do some play action. Give Chapman a two-way go. He's a good decision maker. His arm's been big tonight. Let's see what they dial up.
Turns and hands off, trying to get the edge. Can't get there. Good job by Spring in the back out there by Air Force.
Clock does not stop, though. The clock is winding up. Does Air Force use a timeout?
Air Force takes its second timeout of the half.
There's your answer.
30 seconds.
Yep. We got one left.
Troy Calhoun showing a lot of faith in his defense, and they come up for him big. Rashad Penny, who's been huge all night, stumbles, falls into the hole, and they get stopped on a 3-and-out. They've already blocked a punt tonight, and they're way backed up. I think regardless of what happens here, Air Force is likely to have this ball on the plus side of the 50, which means that Troy Calhoun's decision-making may be proven right.
Garrett Coppola blocked the punt earlier. Heikland from his end zone.
They're going punt safe here, I think.
Out near midfield, just over the midfield line. And the ball was kicked and then picked up by Air Force. They're going to have it right around the midfield line here with 2:13 to go. 41-yard punt and a timeout for the Falcons.
Well, here's Air Force in the 4th quarter. It started with a block punt that eventually led to a touchdown for them. Special teams, the 3rd phase, coming up huge here in this 4th quarter. Then Arion Worthman makes his way into the end zone, scoring the touchdown. Air Force elects to go for 2. They get it. Tim McVeigh gets another touchdown. And the Falcons offense that had struggled since the weather break found some life of its own and have a chance now to win this ball game.
208 yards on the ground for a team coming in that was 7th in the country at 320 a game. So they'll have it from their own 49. 2:13 to go, a timeout left. Down by 4. Worthman. Good job by San Diego State. Short gain. It was Wilson with a carry. That's Anthony Luke that got in there on the tackle.
Anthony Luke listed as 3rd on the depth chart, been showing up huge tonight with penetration plays.
Clock moving, inside of 2 to go. Worthman, hand off again. McVeigh comes alive. He's got the first down to the 40. He was dropped by Baldwin, but it's a Falcon first down.
McVeigh leads the Mountain West Conference with yards after contact. He's a small but extremely powerful runner, and we just saw it there.
Product of Cleveland, Ohio. Got to have a touchdown here, as I mentioned. If you're Air Force, Worthman, good job to get away once. Can't get away the second time. They get him. It's Luke in there again. Got some help from Cassidy, who's been all over the joint here in the second half.
And now they're forced to burn their final timeout. You can't take a sack regardless of the offense that you run, let alone this one.
So a minute 32 to go. This is Anthony Luke.
Huge. Been huge tonight.
Played a lot last week, too. San Diego State up by 4. 2nd and 12 when we resume play. These two teams did not play last year. Last time they played was back in 2015. San Diego State beat Air Force in the Mountain West Championship game. Rocky Long looking on.
Well, partner, you and I were talking about this, that we felt like this was going to be a good game, and that's exactly what we've got.
No question, we're done. Get you back to New York. Brent Stover, Christian Fourier, inside college football. They're huge Saturday games for us. All three of our games involving the service academies. Army lost, Navy won, Air Force uncertain at this point. Still to be determined.
Huge lost yardage play on first down, something San Diego State has struggled to get tonight. Let's see how Air Force responds.
2nd and 12. Worthman still has it. There's the pitch. Pursuit from San Diego State. Short pickup. It'll be 3rd and long. Lomax the tackle.
And remember, they're out of timeout, so they have to get back up and set, or they're going to possibly run out of time here. 1:15 left.
3rd and 7. They need the 30. 3rd and 9, beg your pardon, out of the gun. Worthman looking to throw. And incomplete near sideline. 4th and 9 upcoming.
This series of downs started out bad. I don't know if I like that play call because it's 4-down territory. But because of time and only being a minute 4 with no timeouts, it's a good play call to try to get the pickup out near the sideline. But this really puts Air Force in a bind. And the play of the game coming up.
64 seconds remain. Air Force is 2 of 3 on 4th downs this season. 0 for 1 tonight. Here's the ball game. Play clock winding down. It's down to 2. He's going to snap this ball. They get it away. Pressure coming. Worthman in trouble. Heaves it downfield. It's intercepted. It's intercepted by San Diego State. It's taken away by Lomax with 58 seconds to go. Rocky Long's defense flexing their muscle once again.
There was pressure over the left guard and left tackle. Just pressure off this left side that forces Worthman out of the pocket. He's not a natural passer. The left tackle slides out. Number 68, Miles Cheatham.
30 seconds.
Miles Cheatham, 68, goes unblocked. Worthman throws up a prayer that's just not answered.
Here's Lomax, one of their leaders, one of their veterans. He and Kelly.
With layups, they're saying.
That's right. 71st turnover in the last 2 seasons for Rocky Long's defense. 2nd most in the FBS, only behind Utah. Victory formation here. Air Force out of timeouts, cannot stop the clock, Aaron. When we came on the air at 5 Mountain Time about 4.5 hours ago or thereabout, the big topic of discussion was, could Rocky Long's team, as I like to say, validate? They're going to get out of here with a big win in a bizarre game with a weather delay of 89 minutes. It was really like 2 separate games in the end.
Completely.
Yeah.
The yards post the weather break for San Diego State, 323. For Air Force, 140.
There you go.
Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good, and San Diego State was both tonight.
Best start for the Aztecs since 1981. They have beaten Air Force 7 straight times. 22nd ranked San Diego State, now 4-0 on the season. And this one is a final. They win it 28-24 on the road here tonight in Colorado Springs. Rashad Penny with a hat trick of touchdowns tonight. 3 of them for the nation's leading rusher coming into the game. They found a way to grind it out.
Yeah, they did, and that's what good teams do. And if you're Troy Calhoun, you have to like the way that your team played, but there was a lot of sloppy mistakes that cost them this ball game. Misfires with the fumbles, but the penalties weren't a lot in number, but they were significant in meaningful, critical situations. And in the end, it was turnovers that cost them the most.
So the band has left, but they will play the Air Force alma mater. Air Force alma mater. Let's get down to Jenny Dell standing by on the field with head coach Rocky Long.
Coach, you've been in this profession for a very long time. Have you ever missed a halftime?
No, I haven't missed a half a time. That's one of the weirdest games I've ever been involved with the delay and all that kind of stuff. But it ended up being a really good game.
It seemed like the team came out a lot stronger after that break. What was the difference in that?
Well, I think we finally realized we were in for a battle. I thought we were beat at the line of scrimmage on both offense and defense in the first 2/3 of the first half or something. I thought we were beat at the line of scrimmage bad. And in the second, when we came out for the second half or whatever it was called, I thought we played better at the line of scrimmage.
Good way to describe it there. Now, this was a very interesting game. What did you learn about your team here tonight?
Well, that we can come back. When we're getting outplayed, we can come back and play well enough to still win the game.
Congratulations on the conference win, Coach.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Jenny, and thanks to head coach Rocky Long. Big night for Rashad Penny, 3 touchdowns for him. San Diego State, they come back and get a important win for a couple of reasons. They remain undefeated, and they win in Mountain West play. Once again, our final score, San Diego State 28, Air Force 24. For Aaron Taylor, Jenny Dale, all of our crew, Bruce Clark, our producer, Matt Plundo, our director. My name is Ben Holden. This has been a presentation of CBS Sports Network, the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. Let's now send you to Brent Stover, Christian Fourier in our New York studio.